Welcome everyone to another educated discussion. That's the sound of the educated discussion engine running because we are running towards the state of play. And we are running the show here. I'm Elmo, and alongside in Elmo's house we have
Felipe. In Elmo's house, did you hear that? That's very rare, but here I am.
Now, we watched the most recent, and it's the May 20, what's the date?
God. 24th.
May 24th, State of Play. So
No. PlayStation, Showcase.
Yes.
State of Play.
So
might as well.
when you if you're listening to this in like 2025 and you're like, oh, they're talking about the State of Play, this PlayStation Showcase. No, this is the 2023 one.
Yes.
In May.
Yeah, correct.
So you wanted to go over your overall thoughts on this State of Play? Oh my God. This PlayStation Showcase?
Stop saying it wrong. We're going to go over our thoughts. But what we did is I told Elmo, I said, hey, go ahead and write down 5 predictions, ones that you think are feasible, like that could actually happen at this showcase, and then do one that would be awesome if they could, but probably won't happen. And we're going to read through those quick, just to kind of show you the caliber of what we were expecting.
Okay.
And how that's going to compare to how it actually turned out.
Do you want to talk about expectations first?
Yeah. I mean, if you okay, you want to go first?
Just because, I feel like because what you said about talking about our predictions. Yeah. I feel like mine are they weren't wild.
Oh, I had some wild predictions.
Mine were pretty. I'm mad I didn't get more correct because of how unwild it was.
You said more correct, like you got one. Interesting. Because mine were so wild. Okay. Yeah.
So anyway, my expectation going in, I'll be honest, their state of plays for me have been incredibly lackluster.
Well, state of plays are. Yes.
State of plays.
Showcases.
Even I'll be honest, and I think this is just a personal anecdote, but ever since Smash stopped doing DLC, these showcases, any company in general, I have been not as engaged in. I think without that, for whatever reason, that was the pull for me. Even in the recent Nintendo ones, it could just be what they're showing, but nothing has got me as hyped as a Sephiroth trailer for Smash or anything.
Well, that's just because Smash is incredible, and we want more characters, and especially when there's good reveals, not like Byleth, but when there's good reveals like Sephiroth and Sora.
I watched that on a bus.
Listen.
In Miami, from a hotel. Okay, I was at a training. I remember it was weird, and I was I remember thinking, "Oh, Felipe's gonna hate this," but that's not why we're here.
That's not why.
Anyway, overall, I've been very. I've had very low expectations for a lot of these shows.
Okay,
and the showcases for me in particular haven't been incredibly great. Ever since the E3 of 2015 or 16. Where they're even though I don't care about it, Shenmue, Final Fantasy VII remake, there was banger after banger after banger, and it's
E3 was special
not
that way.
The same anymore.
No, but at the same time, I don't remember the full list. I'm sure I'm going to be missing some big ones, but the last showcase, which was in 2020,
I think they skipped last year.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine and others, but That's what I was expecting.
I know. Just the CG stuff doesn't get me as much as it used to. CG only, which is what this show started with. And I was like, what? Anyway, that's not what we're talking about yet.
So you had
low expectations.
Lower expectations. I had high expectations because one, we really don't know what PlayStation, at least first party, is doing. This year, all we got is Spider-Man. Really, that's it. At least, until what we found out today, we had no idea what was coming up. People were treating this first era of PlayStation up until God of War's release. They were kind of comparing it to Marvel phases, the phase movies. They're oh, this is phase 1 of PlayStation. No one knows what phase 2 looks like, so this is the showcase to do it. Showcase is a prestige event. PlayStation usually puts in effort to make sure this is an actual showcase. So that's why my expectations were wild, because it's a showcase, which they skipped a year. Wasn't really much going on last year. So it's it's all lining up. It's time to show what PlayStation's doing. We don't know, but we do know what Sucker Punch is doing. We do know what Corey Barlog, who was with Sony Santa Monica, like, he didn't work on Ragnarok. He worked on the first God of War. He's been doing some other side project. What was he doing? You know, there's a whole. We were expecting Last of Us Factions. We haven't heard anything about that. The multiplayer project and anything else. Typically, when Naughty Dog does a project, they do 2 projects at once. So it's like, announce that. You know, a whole bunch of expectations were there, and nothing was really met. So we're gonna find out
what we thought,
the caliber of the predictions here, and see how that compares.
All right. Do we want to go one by one, or yeah, let's go one by one.
Yeah. All right.
My first prediction was
sure,
and Felipe calls himself a Sony pony.
Oh yes.
I call myself a cloud allowed, because I thought we were just I don't know.
Okay.
I thought we were gonna have a Final Fantasy VII Rebirth trailer.
I thought that too. That's not one of my predictions.
That was my first.
I thought that was a lock.
First prediction.
Yeah.
Which obviously did not come true, and that honestly would have been like, just because of my own preferences, nothing could probably beat.
Okay.
So
makes sense.
I guess I had low expectations, and even that was too much, I guess. Your first prediction.
Okay, my first prediction: Last of Us Factions, or the Uncharted project, whatever they decide to call it, no official name. Developer walkthrough explaining the game deeper than just a trailer. Not too long, maybe 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay, I had my second prediction, and I'm just skipping ahead because you'll see why. I expected a 8 to 9 minute developer talking about what I have titled "Last of Us Extinction," because they're going to come up with some nonsense. Is it going to stay Last of Us Factions? I don't know.
Probably not.
But Sony seems to hate numbers, because God of War Ragnarok, Rift Apart. I guess Spider-Man 2 has a number, but they don't typically lately have not. Horizon Forbidden West.
Right.
Anyway, most of their first party. Anyway,
I got you.
was avoided numbers, and I made a stupid little title. But I predicted a longer version of what you expected.
Gotcha. Okay. And of course, did not get that.
No.
Even though that game was told by Naughty Dog that it would be coming out this year. So it's like, we're halfway into the year. We got to hear about this soon.
It's not June.
We're about halfway into the year.
But I guess we could talk about this really quickly. Are you excited for that at all?
Yes.
I'm not.
I'll be honest. I did not like, or not that I didn't like, I did not give it time, the original Last of Us multiplayer, but I heard that it was highly regarded.
Okay.
But now with with how the gameplay of Last of Us 2, you apply that to a multiplayer game. I mean, how much did we play Uncharted's multiplayer? You know what I'm saying? That was fun.
Round and round she go.
Exactly. Buzz wide open.
But for reference, our old we had a 2-person clan.
Yeah.
In the Uncharted multiplayer days.
Yeah, it was only us.
And it was BUSS.
Yeah.
Did you know what it meant at the time?
At the time? Well, busted wide open?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so we both were just we're just stupid. Every time we
just like the song.
Every time we'd eliminate a player, it'd be like, busted wide open.
I'm sure we could have used context clues, but we didn't care. Anyways.
Those
but yeah, anytime we would kill somebody or down them. No, we would kill them. We would do the busted wide open thing. It was great. But so we know Uncharted can do multiplayer well. Or Naughty Dog can do multiplayer well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So you would think I would be more interested. I don't know.
Yeah, but I know these days, as a father, your multiplayer participation has gone down.
I would imagine this would be slower paced though, because Uncharted was like,
that's one of the things with Last of Us. It was definitely slower paced, a lot more methodical, planning, stay low, don't get seen. I just didn't have the time to give it the time of day at the time. I had a lot of other things. I said time a lot just now. Anyways, so did not happen.
Okay.
Your
second prediction?
That was my second, yeah. So now my third.
Oh, did we start with you? How did we do this order? I started.
Oh, wait, no, you're right. That was my first.
Okay.
Sorry.
You're good.
My second prediction. An Insomniac PSVR 2 game. Insomniac is somehow able to pump out games like no tomorrow. While they were working, before Miles even came out, they announced what Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine is like, and they just released like Rift Apart. It's like, dude, slow down, take a break. It's freaking Sakurai over here. But so I was just like, oh, okay, PSVR 2, I can see them doing on the side something. You know, they're big fans of the VR well, just the VR space in general.
Right.
So I assumed that would be an easy get. The first party game, PSVR 2, they need to push it. I just thought that was a simple thing. Nope.
That would have made sense.
Did not happen.
My third guess was, I really thought it's been time. Mm-hmm. We have hit, like you described it as a phase.
Yeah.
I didn't think of it that way, but I guess subconsciously
you can see how the comparison works.
But like subconsciously I did.
Okay.
Because I was definitely expecting some, Insomnia. Like there's going to be, like, we started with like Ratchet and Clank, and so what's next? We started with Astro Playroom. What is it called?
Yeah, Astro's Playroom.
So I thought, and this was my third prediction, I just made up a title because they hate numbers most of the time. Astro's Big Adventure.
That's just Sackboy's Big Adventure.
Oh, is that why?
Here's what I got.
That might have been.
Because that's actually my third prediction.
Okay.
Astrobot is back in some way.
Okay.
Is what I
We both thought that this was the time.
It makes sense because they're sitting on a gold mine of how great that character was.
Mm-hmm.
That free game is still one of the best experiences I've had on PS5.
Yeah.
That came included with the console. It's just gold. Like, it's perfect. And then it's great to have a new mascot because, like, they're kind of sleeping on Sackboy a bit, but he's got pretty much the same body type as a Sackboy.
Yeah.
It's just like, this is perfect. Like, what does it say? Use that. Use him. But alas, they don't want to.
Because who is the Sony mascot right now? Like Kratos?
Well, it's a series.
They do,
they
like,
don't have the one.
They have that little, like, Marvel, the MCU opening.
Slick.
Yeah, very.
Which Aloy is a part of, by the way. Anyways.
Yeah. No, I was listening to another podcast, not Educated Discussions, but you should listen to Educated Discussions. And they were talking about the Horizon sales figures, and just like it just sneaks up. It snuck up, and
I told you.
I mean, and
I said it's bigger than what you think. Just because you don't personally like the game much doesn't mean others don't.
It's obviously, it's not like a Zelda level, but it's definitely up there. And like,
what else Nintendo gonna play? Of course, it's gonna sell.
And then, like, I'm sure people know of it. I will take back. Mm-hmm. I still don't know if she was in the $15 tier back during our Sony draft.
$20 tier,
maybe 15. Maybe 15.
No, it's already decided.
Anyway, where was I going with this? Anyway, the mascot. So, but like you said, I believe something along the lines of this is an opportunity to capitalize on a mascot, and they seem to not be interested in that yet in quotes, because I don't know if they even plan on
this
it.
new phase ain't revealed yet. Mm-hmm. So,
did they ever say this was a phase?
No.
So it going in, I felt like, okay, this is the time, because much like Nintendo, other than Pikmin, they've got nothing to announce. So there's definitely going to be like a big upswing of announcements relatively soon.
Did you hear the rumor? I mean, there's been a rumor every single year about a new console, but in reality, like, the most legit one so far, it's about, they're like holding it back for sometime next year, which makes sense. They haven't been announcing, so they're going to just save it for the new announcement.
And I feel like Sony's in a similar situation because, like you said, Spider-Man's really the only thing.
Yeah.
So
and Final Fantasy, but in reality, that will apparently eventually come to other consoles.
Well, that's next month.
No. Rebirth, or whatever it's called.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Afterbirth. All right.
Okay. My prediction number 4 was we would see Silent Hill 2.
Oh,
like more Silent Hill 2.
Okay,
I thought
seemed like a lock. Yeah.
I was surprised that it wasn't even
no mention of it, because the rumors were, and like not so secret, was that the MGS, was it Snake Eater 3?
Yeah,
that was going to be there, which was a Konami game. So it's like, oh, okay. And then there's already a partner, like, announced partner thing with Konami anyways about Silent Hill. So it's like, yeah, just show a little gameplay trailer or something. Be easy get, I figured.
Yeah,
but no, not there.
And I'm not like a big Silent Hill lover, just because I don't have much experience with them. I'd like to be.
Yeah,
you invited me to one of their movies a few years ago.
Yes, a long time ago.
But there was an actor in that like is pretty notable. I forget.
Yeah, I forgot who.
Isn't Sean Bean also in like?
He's in there.
One of them. Anyway, I expected some Silent Hill. Obviously, none. What was your prediction?
All right, mine was at least 3 new IP. Now, when I said that, because obviously they announced some games that haven't been announced before, I meant like I should have written down 3 new PlayStation first party IP.
Gotcha.
And I haven't gotten back to see exactly who the first party IPs were. From what I could tell, it was really just two. Because Sony just recently bought
Bungie?
Haven. Well, yeah, they bought Bungie, yes, but I forget what they're technically considered, but they're going to be making multi-platform games. They were bought under the deal that they will not be exclusive to Sony, like their games. It would be multi-platform.
Gotcha.
So I don't know if it's still considered first party or what, but Sony does own them. But no, they bought Haven to make exclusive games, and I'm pretty sure they bought Fire Sprite, all fairly within like the last year or so. So there are two games that were announced. The very first one that it opened with was what was it called? Fair Games?
Was it the weird the very opening?
The very opening.
It made me think of Watch Dogs.
It reminded me... You know what it reminded me of? That old Insomniac game... not Overwatch.
That's not...
No.
Fuse,
yeah.
I don't know
it
why.
Had something
How
else.
do I know?
No, because it was called something else that started with
Yeah.
the O, and then they changed it to Fuse last second. It reminded me of that, but a lot more slick. It was a very cool trailer. I mean, visually, obviously, it was all a CG trailer, but aesthetically, very clean. I'm impressed with what I see aesthetically, but I can already tell it's not going to be a game that I'm going to be into because it looks like it's a 4-player, or I guess was it 3 characters or 4? 3 or 4 player co-op kind of mission based game that could potentially be a hero shooter. I'm not sure. There's that. And then there was a game called Concord, which was just a trailer with literally no indication of what it was besides a whole bunch of shots of a spaceship and like stuff falling off a shelf.
Right.
Like that was really disappointing. So that's it. I think just those 2 IPs. So I didn't even hit that. It's like I thought 3 would be just like the easy. I thought that was an easy get. I was gonna guess like 5. But I'm like, nah, let me play it safe in case, they do Ghost of Tsushima 2 or something,
Yeah, in hindsight, that I guess that is ambitious to do 3.
I mean,
2 seems like I would have agreed with you, but like knowing kind of what their version of a showcase is, you're gonna get 1. It's gonna end with 1 new something.
I was expecting to be blown away with like, oh, here's this cool looking game. All right, cool, and then boom, Naughty Dog logo shows up. It's like, what? Naughty Dog's making this, or something like that. Sony, Santa Monica Studios making this. Like, I don't know. I just thought something like that, but no.
All
right.
My final prediction
of the ones that you thought would happen:
Resident Evil 4 remake VR.
Oh, okay.
That's my prediction, and I got it right.
You got it right.
Take that.
I knew that was
1-0.
I knew that was gonna be there, so that's why I didn't.
Did they say that was gonna be?
It was rumored.
Oh,
that makes sense because like the game's already out. They had already announced it, so it's like that makes sense if it's there.
Oh, 8 had it, so I just assumed this would be the time.
They said that when Resident Evil 4 was announced, like, well, we're doing a VR mode too. But that ain't gonna be.
I don't know that.
But anyway,
I want my point.
No, you get it for this. Just what you get
for this fake contest.
My final one. I have to move back to my notes. This was originally in my long shot prediction.
Okay.
But then I thought about it. I'm like, no, I have a real long shot prediction that I know won't happen, but I really want. So I changed it and I moved it to my normal predictions. Let me go back. Let me tell you a story. I believe earlier this year, if not late last year. I forgot when exactly. There was a PlayStation trailer that showed a lot of PlayStation icons somehow into the real world. You see Kratos' axe in the middle of London. You see Aloy doing some crap.
Uh-huh.
They teased what everyone believed to be an Uncharted game. They had some random girl, blonde, exploring some cave. Everything else was related to a game. This we never seen before. And she had some torch and she's looking at some relic or something. And they intercut this a couple times in the trailer while they intercut a whole bunch of other PlayStation IP. But everyone's like, what is this? Because it's not like she discovered a PS5. If she did that, it's like, oh, just a cheesy thing like she found, like the PS5 or whatever. Because they was announcing that the PS5s are now available. But no, it was like, here's a... yeah. So it's like, here's this random artifact that this person's exploring. So everyone's like, okay, what PlayStation IP explores, and spoilers for Uncharted 4. I'll try to be very vague here, though. But there's a character that you're introduced to at the very end who is a young blonde girl. And this woman was fairly young, not that young, like maybe older, which would make sense timeline-wise. So it's like, my prediction was an Uncharted spinoff. Or maybe a mainline Uncharted 5, but it wouldn't be, starring at the Drake. It would be starring this young blonde woman.
That didn't happen.
And that did not happen. So
That
originally
would've
my
been
long
cool.
shot, and I was like, I really want that. But it's like, well, I mean, they teased it. Why would they go through all that effort to include that into this trailer if they're not going to tease anything soon? And if you're going to tease it, do it there. Do it at your showcase. Nothing.
Doesn't mean it can't happen.
Sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but my nose is like really bad.
No ghost pepper fries you were eating.
God, fish pepper fried. Tastes like. Anyways.
So, long shot.
All right.
I thought a while about this, and I was like, I mean, I could guess anything. Like, let's make it at least interesting, and let it tell the audience a little something. Sorry, that was the Xbox in the backgroround that is not being used
On this PlayStation showcase.
Wait, no, that was it was a water drop.
It was my Vita.
It's my PSP. Actually,
PSP Go.
I never bought that.
Oh, yeah, no.
I do have. There is a PSP in this house.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Don't rob me, anyone.
I doubt it.
Anyway, I was like, oh, there could be a lot of like crazy possibilities, but let me just go with my heart.
Okay.
What does my heart want most? It seems dumb.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna announce a new SSX.
Oh my gosh. Exclusive
Yes.
to PlayStation. Oh, well, I guess it was at one point, right?
Yeah.
SSX 3, 2, 1? I forgot. Oh, that would have been great.
That I was like, you know, this is the time. It's been long enough. Let's go. Obviously, it didn't happen.
No.
But think about how great that would have been.
Oh, no, that would have been fantastic. I would have lost my mind. Here's my long shot. This is the real one that everyone wants. All Stars 2
that
or
was the
equivalent.
original. That was the original.
All
guess
Stars
for
2
me, or
equivalent.
long shot for me.
And of course, Sony hates me.
They have no interest in that.
They're idiots.
What if they
Smash
hire-
is done. Multiverses is pretty much done until it comes back. I don't see that coming back very strong. This is your chance. Nickelodeon was that one called All Stars?
Yeah,
Oh, jeez.
something.
Whatever.
It was All Stars Brawl or something.
Yeah, something. That's done. It's like this is your
Well,
chance. Capitalize, like you said. Nothing.
They have no interest, obviously, and it's such a shame. Just hire Sakurai. He's not doing it. I'm just joking. But
He's getting some much needed rest.
that was my original long shot. But here's my situation with that. It was such a long shot that I was like, I'm not even gonna consider.
That's why it's called a long shot.
No.
Mine was really long.
No, that's not a long shot. That's a galaxy shot. Okay, like that's all the way in another universe. Andromeda's hearing about that one.
Oh my gosh.
The Milky Way got nothing to do with PlayStation All Stars 2.
And Starfield's hearing about that one.
They also probably wouldn't call it All Stars 2.
No, they would call it something else. That's why I said or equivalent. I just meant like
Brawl Stars.
we would know that it's that. Brawl Stars.
That's probably already something.
So, anyways, if you couldn't tell based on those predictions, we even with Elmo's lowered expectations, still none of it was hit. And it's just like, let's just go ahead and say it. This was a very disappointing showcase, at least for me. And I'm the Sony pony, like you mentioned. I'm here and I'm ready. I'm ready to show off and start sending it to everybody. Look what PlayStation's got in your face. Nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing. Besides Spider-Man. Spider-Man looked fantastic.
Sure. I don't know. The thing...
Okay. No, we're gonna end the cast now.
No,
if he's saying sure to that.
There were points where the lighting looked really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I can acknowledge the technical marvel that it is. Pun not intended. But... I don't know, the original Spider-Man, their last Spider-Man game, like, that didn't wow me in the previews either. And it was a lot of, like, watching just kind of cutscenes happen. It was like a chase, you were in the sky, there's a helicopter, you were getting quick time events.
Yeah, the crane
and
was
they kind of
falling
did the
stuff.
same thing towards the end here.
Sure.
And I was just like, it looks cool. Like, there was a part where, like, I think it was Lizard and there was that air jet.
Yeah.
and Spider-Man were all like, there was like 3 things going on at once.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, okay. I mean, I'll play it. I will enjoy it. It was kind of a known quantity for me. But they're doing like the same kind of marketing they did for the last one, and that didn't interest me last time.
For me, one, I love Spider-Man. I mean, that's pretty much my favorite superhero, if I'm not mistaken. I can't really think.
Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle's up there. But I love Spider-Man. The first game was awesome. I mean, it brought me back to one of my favorite games on the PS2, which was Spider-Man 2 on the PS2.
That's a GameCube game, sir?
No, it was not. And it's like, finally, it's a good Spider-Man game, because I tried, they made Spider-Man 1, the Web of Shadows, or Shattered Dimensions, all that crap.
I played those.
I know.
I beat them.
I didn't like them. Anyways, so I finally got what I wanted. Great story. I love the new take that they took on everybody. Everything's good. Just Miles comes out.
To interrupt real quick. Yeah, this man, I'm gonna boost you up a little bit. This man bought the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man games on release day.
I did not.
You did. You were like, that was the only like games that you'll buy, like no matter what.
Tobey Maguire ones I bought. You know what? No, the Andrew Garfield one I did buy. I don't remember if it was on release date or not, but it was fairly close to it. And after I played the first one, I'm like, I ain't buying the second one.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like it enough to get it. But
you were saying.
Yeah. Miles comes out. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. So it's like, okay, so clearly this game's going to involve both of these characters. I love what they already set up. They already teased the symbiote's going to be in it. So to me, this trailer answered all the questions I had. Peter gonna get the symbiote on him? I mean, I feel like it was obvious, but it starts out with that. You get to see the symbiote already on him. You don't see how it happened. Well, it starts out with the Kraven stuff, which I'll get into in a second. But your first gameplay moment is Peter with the symbiote, and he's just wrecking shop with the symbiote. That, I don't think... I didn't play Spider-Man Ultimate or whatever it was. I'm pretty sure you used the symbiote in that game, but this is the first time that I'm going to be using the symbiote. Besides in Spider-Man 3, when in reality, he didn't use symbiote. He was just a black suit Peter. That was it. Right. This is the crap, tentacles, all that stuff. It looked incredible. And exactly what I wanted. And of course, you're already starting to see how he's turning bad, as the popular...
He's kind of angry.
He is very angry and very upset and treating Miles like crap. And I'm like, ooh, you better watch out. And then it's like, the little prop comes up, switch to Miles. It's like, that's what I wanted to know. Are you going to be able to switch to Miles at certain points? Or maybe while you're exploring the world, I'm sure you'll be able to switch. I'm not really sure. But at least you can see that it does switch between gameplay styles. And it's like, it answered that. And then it's like, I wonder if they're going to reveal any other villains that you haven't seen. They introduced Lizard, which wasn't in the last game. And of course, they started out with Kraven, which the rumor was he was going to be in it. Mm-hmm. So it's like, perfect. You already got Venom of some sort that I'm sure we're going to see. We got Kraven and we got Lizard. We got Miles switching with Peter, and a whole action set piece. Perfect. I loved it. That was the best moment of the whole showcase.
Okay, here's what I was hoping we would get with this Spider-Man game.
Okay.
I was hoping we'd get like a GTA 5, like you could switch at any time.
Well, we don't know if that's going to happen.
I feel like that would have been. They would have shown that if that was a thing.
Well, we're not showing free roam. We were showing a story mission. Story missions are scripted and set to make point of what they're trying to get across. Yeah. When you're actually free roaming, I would assume you're going to be able to do that.
I just assumed that would be if they were going to do that, they would show it, because like that's a selling point, at least to me.
Well, I mean, you can't lay out all your cards. You're gonna have to show more stuff eventually.
When does this come out?
What did they say? September or something? No, they just had fall or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I thought it was sooner.
No.
But I also, and that's like a personal thing. So like, I'm not gonna complain too much about it. They're not marketing to me the right way. It kind of let me down in another way.
You're gonna see plenty more of this game.
I think because my daughter watches a lot of Spidey and His Amazing Friends. Mm-hmm. When I saw the kind of glide suit or the glide,
that was sick too. Yeah.
I was like, so we're not gonna get a Gwen in this or Ghost Spider.
Well, they have the mechanics of a Ghost Spider to be in it.
Then they should have just made that for her. Nah. I was hoping
they're not gonna
they would throw her in.
Nah, they ain't gonna do that. Unless they introduce Gwen in this game, and all of a sudden the tease for the next
maybe
one. Here's how they tease Miles.
I would really enjoy that.
Yeah, of course. We'll find out.
And then also, could they not have made Kraven more boring? He's just like a military guy.
Kraven to me has always been a boring character. He's just a hunter.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's not the end boss. Like, no way.
I would assume Venom is of some sort. Yeah, I assume the story goes Kraven needs some competition. He's like, I'm gonna go and start hunting all these people. Eventually, he's gonna meet his match with Venom, and he's gonna take down Kraven, and then you're gonna have to.
Well, that game opens with you taking down Kingpin.
Right.
So maybe he's just the equivalent of that.
I don't think so. I think Kraven's gonna be. He's definitely gonna be a big. He's probably gonna be the seeming big bad, but I can almost guarantee you Venom is the big one at the end. Or what if the symbiote gets on Kraven?
I mean, will his whole thing be generic military guys still? Like,
he's not generic. He's a hunter. Did you not see him
but
in the woods?
I'm talking about all like the people. Like, you're gonna do most of your gaming time. Mm-hmm. Most of your gaming time is gonna be filled with his henchmen, and it was just like generic paramilitary.
We'll find out.
It was it just seemed like
it's better than dudes and cybernetic suits. That was the first game.
Yeah. I remember the freaking in the Miles Morales game. There was that little group with the purple.
Yeah,
I forget their name.
Yeah,
the Fist or something.
It's the Fist.
Yeah, but it will be a good game.
Yes,
but it looked boring.
It will be great.
It will be a great game.
Hopefully amazing.
But let's not go that far. It's not Andrew Garfield.
The first two were.
But I just it seemed kind of lame.
Okay. All right. Well, everyone has their own wrong opinions. But anyways, okay. So, honestly, that's the best part of the showcase. This, to their credit, they showed a ton of games. Mm-hmm. I have this long list here. Look at that. Uh-huh. That's a long list. I can read them all.
You don't need to read them.
But my throat will be scratchy by the end of it. That's what she said. Anyways, a lot of these games just were not for me. And that stinks because a lot of them were good. I know some people were expecting some of these. Like, when the showcase opened up with like, oh, here's Haven's game, I'm like, oh no way, they just bought this studio. This is awesome. This is the story goes is PlayStation saw what Haven was working on. They're like, you know what, we're actually gonna buy you. Is that right? All right, cool, boom. So it's like, here we go, and it's like, all right, no real gameplay. I can't really see, but I can already see the direction this is going. Not really for me. So it's like, all right, fine. Helldivers 2. I know some people love Helldivers 1. People were waiting for Helldivers 2.
Can I say that I have no interest in it?
Yeah.
But I was watching this on my phone just because my daughters, and I was like, I don't know what's going to show up on the TV, so let me just keep it to myself.
Yeah.
And so they could play or watch whatever. But like, there was that guy talking at the beginning.
Yeah, the beginning, yeah.
That was CGI, right?
Yeah.
That was like, maybe it's because my small phone.
Yeah.
And I have a small phone, but I was like, yo, this is the best CGI I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I was looking at that, and I could tell it was CGI, but I'm like, if a person wasn't paying attention or didn't have the best vision, you would think that's real. Because the lighting was good. He just looked like a real person. It was really well done.
I always like to reference, my wife's grandmother once saw footage of Uncharted 3.
Okay.
And it was like
Uncharted 3.
Uncharted 3. And it was like, it was just my place. It was the background. Like
okay.
What is it called? The theme.
Wallpaper? Yeah,
the theme.
Yeah.
And it was just Drake like looking around, hand over her eyes, and the crashed plane in the background. And she was like so concerned, like, what happened? Like, where did that plane go down? Like, she thought it was real. So like, I don't know.
Wow.
Spending more time on Helldivers than we need to.
Yeah, no. We got
no offense to the team and everything.
No,
it's just I have no experience with the first one.
No, this is the thing. With what we're about to say with the showcase, obviously we haven't played any single one of these games. Who knows? But off of our interest, or at least speaking for myself, I'm gonna call out the ones that kind of stood out a little bit for me. But in reality, nothing really stuck out that much. I did write down a couple things of interest, but in reality, nah. I put Journey Hawk. Did you see that one?
What's that one?
That Journey game where you're skateboarding in the sand.
Oh, that was the SSX one.
It wasn't SSX.
That was. I was gonna be like, oh, I predicted it. We got snowboarding, but he's
sandboarding.
He's on a sword.
But it's like, this was Journey. I mean, I'm pretty sure
this was just
the visual artist or something was from Journey.
Was it not the actual team?
No, it wasn't.
Okay. They said
that game company. It was Journey team, but no, it was the visual artist of those games, which makes sense because that one shot of him sideways with the sunset is like, that's just Journey.
There were more points even then.
Oh no, of course,
but it felt like Journey.
But that one specifically was ripped from the original reveal trailer of Journey. Anyways, And then now he's straight up half piping doing things.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm all smart. I'm like, oh, it's called Journey Hawk. No one's gonna think of that. And of course, everyone's calling it that. So my bad. Did you see Splatoon?
Oh, I get I get that now. I didn't get it at first.
What? Journey Hawk? Oh my gosh.
What was this?
Splatoon with bubbles?
Oh.
Foam stars.
I was first, I was like, this is dumb. It's just Splatoon.
Yeah.
Like, just go play Splatoon. But I guess Splatoon only exists on the Switch, so
right.
you're limited there. So I guess it's about time there was like a decent competitor, I guess you could call them. Mm-hmm. But it's Square Enix, and anything with guns, I don't trust them. I do not trust them with guns ever.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just,
I guess like Hitman and
when you got people shooting out foam, I can see like jokes already.
Yeah.
Thankfully, none of the foams were the white color. I don't think
there might have been.
There might have been. No, jeez. Anyways, no, not for me.
It's cool. That
I love the character designs of them. The way they looked, slick. Not so much the way it played.
But Square Enix.
Yeah, it's Square Enix.
Name 2 Square games you like. Not name Tomb Raider, which is saying you like those is already a kind of strong word.
Okay. Which ones? Oh, just Tomb Raider?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can you name anything else they've made that you are a fan of?
No.
You don't like any Final Fantasies?
Not really, no.
You don't like... I mean, you never played Hitman back when it was with them, but they're still doing the same thing without Square.
Right.
Forspoken has been spoken for.
I played the demo. I'm like underwhelmed.
I had a weird interest in it. I'm like, man, when this hits like sub $10...
That's going to be a plus game. Just wait.
Okay.
I'm going to wait till then and I'll play it.
Okay.
I'm still curious about
it. There was something about it recently. I was like, this might be... Anyway, I don't think they've ever drawn you in. So I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think this is it.
No.
Even though you seem to be not.
No. I just thought it was funny. I said Splatoon with bubbles. That's it. Okay. Just because I have it written here doesn't mean I'm interested.
Okay, this is, and I think this says a lot. Like, you know, we both have said like, we both implied this wasn't a very good show.
Right.
I think you've outright said it.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that Felipe here is bringing up a game he's not interested in as a highlight, is a problem.
Yeah, that's a testament to how bad this showcase was. Yes. Moving on.
Continue.
I put here National Geographic game that turned out to be Snake Eater, because it was ants and then a dead frog. Bird picked up the frog, took it. Snake ate it. Snake Eater. And then an alligator starts trying to eat the snake. And I'm like, what is going on here? And then all of a sudden, Snake emerges. I'm like, that's cool. Don't care about those games. But that was a cool
You've never
reveal.
Have you ever played a Metal Gear?
I played the depth of...
oh,
God.
Ground Zeroes?
Yeah, Ground Zeroes. I beat that.
Okay.
It was cool. I played a lot of the MGS4 demo on the PS3 because I was poor and I couldn't afford anything. But that demo I played a lot, and I kept grabbing that statue's penis.
Okay.
Yeah, it was cool, and it broke off a couple of times, which is kind of neat. But anyways, no, I haven't played anything recent. I haven't played 5 or any of the other ones. Okay. But it looks cool. I like the reveal of him emerging from the shadows. I'm like, for people that are fans, that was probably hype.
I guess I played 3 recently enough for the first time.
Oh, okay.
That maybe this is a bad way to look at it, but that game was so like ahead of its time in terms of like mechanics that like playing it now, I'm like, I'm like it's
fine.
It's gonna be the same. I mean, is this gonna look nicer?
Well, we don't know. I mean, it might not be a straight remake. It might do what RE4 did, which was take the spirit of the game, make it all pretty, but expand on some areas, expand on some aspects, change unnecessary gameplay things, add gameplay here, stuff like that. So you don't know.
I don't, but I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Like I said, it was cool. I don't know.
And I guess the bigger Metal Gear fan of us too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cool. But again, that's our highlight. Oh, cool.
Yeah. Well, for you. For me, but I don't like those games. You do, and you're saying, oh, cool. So I guess that's different. But you're also technically a much more negative person. So, anyways. We have Final Fantasy 16.
I'm already getting
and
that.
This
so
was
whatever.
And this was the 16th trailer they showed.
No, it was.
No, but that's my joke.
Oh.
But there's so many. How many more are you going to show of this game?
That's why I thought, like, okay, you can do Rebirth now, because, like...
Exactly. That's what I thought. It's like, this game's literally, what, like a month away? Like, less than a month away?
It's late June.
Yeah, a month away. Less than a month. Probably. I don't know. Anyways. Here it is again. It's still looking great.
Yeah.
Again,
I'm already
as no,
gonna get it.
As me being not a fan at all, that still looks good, and I will maybe ask to borrow that from you.
Okay.
If you get it physically. If not, then I will.
I probably will.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyways, moving on. I got Alan Wake John Wick. Because he looks like John Wick.
This was my highlight of the night.
Really?
Yeah. I'm a big Alan Wake fan.
Yeah. I remember that.
I made you play it at my house once.
Oh, you just handed me the controller a little bit. Yeah. It was cool. I liked the idea of it, and I was sad it wasn't on PlayStation. But now it is. I never
In my head, it's an Xbox game. Anyway, but here's another thing. Like, as an owner of an Xbox Series X and a PlayStation 5, this isn't exclusive, so, like, it's really cool. I'm glad it exists. Mm-hmm. I'm excited. When Control was, like, alluding to it, I was a big fan. Mm-hmm. But it's... I don't know. It doesn't make me more excited for the PlayStation because I don't necessarily need a PlayStation to play it. And so maybe this is my problem. I own both consoles, so it's like I'm going to run into this problem more often. And why am I even bringing this up? But it's just, this was my highlight, and
it's not even a PlayStation. It's not something that you associate with PlayStation, and this was your highlight.
And maybe that's part of it, is like I associate it with Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, it was originally theirs.
Yeah, so I may actually just get it on there because that just feels right in my head.
Makes sense.
But I'm incredibly excited. I hear they're going to focus more on the survival horror elements.
I love what I saw in the trailer. They showed like the littlest bit of gameplay, but
there seem to be two playable characters.
Yeah. Story-wise, it looks cool. I like visually everything what's going on.
I did see like a news article. It's like, oh, you get the deluxe edition, and I was like, okay, well, it comes with that, and I was like, oh, I might get that because apparently it comes with like DLC that refers to the first game in some way.
Okay,
it was called like Bright Falls or something. So it's like, oh, I may actually, put the extra $20 down.
There you go, do it. Quickly bringing up the fact that it's an Xbox game or whatever. Look at this genius dig that Xbox did today, shortly after the show.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw this.
No, I have not seen.
Check this out.
Okay. What a good-looking group. This is a tweet Felipe is showing me on his phone.
I'll probably post it.
Okay, it says, what a good-looking group, and it shows what it appeared to be a bunch of games.
All of this stuff was announced in the showcase today, and they right after the showcase, they're like, these are all coming to Xbox.
Yeah.
It's just like...
That's a nice...
Isn't that great? What a good move. Yeah. Anyways... Yeah, they
don't make a lot of good moves, but that was that one tweet.
They definitely don't. But this is a good day. You got Immortals, Ghost Runner 2, Marathon, MGS 3. What is that? Dragon's Dogma, Alan Wake 2, Lucky Squire. Well, anyways, you'll see it here in the video.
Dragon's Dogma. Can I see that actually? And I'm going to talk loud, so it won't be just dead air.
Yeah.
Any interest in Dragon's Dogma 2?
I was going to get to that.
Okay.
Here's the deal with Dragon's Dogma. You played that one, right?
I did.
All right. I played that one too. When it eventually came to PlayStation Plus, it was like one of the monthly things. And I don't know what it was. I didn't get enough time. I think it by the time it came on Plus, a bigger game came out that I focused my attention on, probably like an actual exclusive. Again, me being the Sony pony, I focus on those. But the little bit of time that I played, I really enjoyed Dragon's Dogma. And I even revisited it when it came to PS4 again. It was like remastered or something. And I tried playing it again too. And I think a similar situation happened. Something else came out and I played it. But honestly, I legit was really happy with what I was playing. And I thought it was cool that you could like find teammates and you can edit them too. And I remember like, I'm pretty sure I made you. I made Tara. I made friends of mine. Like, and it was cool having them as my teammates and like actually edited the way they look. Not just picking up a random person. And then the gameplay was fun. I really enjoyed the little bit of time I played the first one, so I am interested in the second one.
It's definitely, if it's anything like the first one, which it looked, I was like, is this any, it looked exactly like Dragon's, obviously prettier.
A little bit prettier, yeah.
But
I'll take it.
I was like, this just looks like Dragon's Dogma 1, which is probably what they need to do. Like, don't shake up the formula that much. Like, people want that. It's anyway. What I'm getting into is it's not really an Elmo game.
Okay.
If you were to describe the perfect game for me, this is not it. But it does what it does so well that I still would definitely try it out at some point.
Gotcha.
It's not a day one for me.
No, for sure. Same here.
It's definitely something.
I'll keep my eye on it and look at the reviews. And
I respect the heck out of it.
Yeah.
And
cool.
I'll probably touch that game at some point, but I guess that was one of my top highlights as well.
Okay. So that was actually my next one. I put Dog.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, and then I have RE4 VR, which we talked about. Cool.
Well, let's
RE4. You're still playing, correct?
I am in the castle.
Oh God, you still got away. Okay. Castle's a long section, actually. So
I just did a really long chapter. I'm in chapter 8.
I forgot how many chapters.
Okay. Anyway, I was like, man, this chapter's going.
12 or 14.
I don't want to spoil anything. So for anyone listening, I'll just stop there. But while you're mentioning the VR, I know the answer, but did any of what they showed make you think I need a PSVR?
No, not at all.
I don't.
I would love one, but I ain't got the money for that. That's too much money.
You would love one?
Because I don't have a VR.
For what?
You had a PSVR. I didn't. I never got a chance to actually really play VR. I did a demo once before the VR even came out. I don't have. That was
supposed to be my. What's the thing called before a guy gets married, and he does a party?
Bachelor party.
I didn't have a bachelor party, but I remember it was going to be you, me, and our friend Brad.
Yeah. Brad's going to come up later.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot why.
We were supposed to go to a further away Best Buy to go try out those demos, and then something dumb happened. I wasn't able to go, and that was my thing.
Yeah,
and I don't. Anyway.
So, anyways, I never had the experience of VR. The closest thing
for the educated discussions.
The closest thing I had to VR was I was given a free Samsung Gear, which is you put your phone to it and then you play a couple VR stuff, and it's like, this is really cool. And I got to see the pixels of my phone real close to my face. I have not played anything, so it's like I would love to try out, especially now that it looks as good as it does on the PSVR 2. I just don't have $550.
Just get an Oculus.
I don't want an Oculus.
the Go or whatever.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The Quest. I don't want that.
I would think that's a better purchase over.
It's only $100 less. Really?
No,
because they went up.
Oh, they put the price.
They went up $100 each model.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I think it's like 300 and 400.
There's got to be a smaller one.
With
less space or something.
The 300 one. Yeah, that's still
okay. That's dumb.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'm sure there's sales, but
it's
at this point. I'm a Sony pony. I already told you this.
Mm-hmm.
We know this. That's not even lore. That's just a fact. I guess that's the same thing. Anyways, so I might as well just get the PSVR because I'm going to be playing PlayStation games, which brings me to the one VR game that actually did look good besides Beat Saber. So people will be beating them sabers. You know what I'm saying? The one that actually looked silly was Arizona Sunshine 2. Never heard of the first one, but it's the one with the zombies.
I know what you're talking about.
He's slapping zombies with their own arms and doing stuff with their tongues. That just looks silly. That's exactly what I want to do in a VR. Not have a mission of let's just go kill these things, which you will definitely do much of. But yeah, I want to slap someone around and mess around and see how I can break the game or whatever. And it looked like exactly what I want from a VR, like a silly VR game. So. Again, never heard of this first one, but I am interested in that if I ever do get a PSVR 2, which I probably won't. Then Bungie announced their game, Marathon, which I believe... Is that like a remake or something? Wasn't that like one of their first?
I don't know at all. But the way that it was portrayed, it made me... The way it was... We're not going to get into the reason why we named it this.
Yeah,
we'll get into that later maybe. But the way it was presented made me think, am I supposed to know this?
Right. I think it is.
Okay.
I think it is like what they did before Halo a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Before Halo 1.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. We could be entirely wrong. But you know what game it reminded me of, which is not a good thing? It reminded me of Brink.
Okay.
The aesthetic. Remember that game?
Yeah.
That game died and was like $5-10 bucks forever.
I could not tell you the aesthetic of Brink, but...
Oh, it looked like that. Anyways, that was just a fun little thing. Then there's that Concord game I said, and then Spider-Man.
One that you didn't mention, I forget it already. The Squire's Pluck or
Yeah, Plucky. That was one of the ones in the Xbox.
That one I was like, oh, that's cool. What's it called?
The Plucky Squire.
Plucky Squire. Okay, that one was one that I saw and was like, I'd try that out.
Yeah, but it's just like some of the oh yeah, we forgot Assassin's Creed Mirage was announced. Okay.
That looked like
Assassin's Creed.
I don't mean to say this in a mean way, but I'm like, I thought it was like, is this just a remake of 1?
No, 1 was a different color palette. This is like
I see.
Is this like Baghdad or something? I don't even know.
This is just me being maybe a little ignorant. I thought it looked really kind of boring to me.
Yeah. No, it did. It was kind of barren. Not much going on. But I believe this is one of those ones that's a little bit more focused on story. Mm-hmm. And you don't have a huge open world. Like, I'm sure the city's open.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
It didn't... I don't know. I felt bad. Like, I'm like, I should like this more, but I don't.
Right.
Which, I have a fond memory of Assassin's Creed 1, just for the lore of the Educated Discussion universe. The EDU.
Yeah.
One time, I was playing Assassin's Creed 1. I beat it. It was when I had the flu. I think I was like 10th or 11th grade. And I beat it. And then as I beat it, I took a nap. Like, I was really out of it. Like, I was like at the last boss. And I was like, I need to just close my eyes. I'll come back to this. Because I lost a few times or something. Anyway, I came back. And when I woke up, Altair was about 4 inches tall. And he was running around my room. I was obviously hallucinating. Geez. And I used to hallucinate a lot as a kid because I get sick often. Okay. But this was like the first time I ever hallucinated. And I was like, this is fake. And then an earthquake happened. In my life? This is
still you hallucinating. Okay.
And I knew, I'm like, there's no earthquakes in this area geographically.
Right.
This little man is not jumping around my room.
Makes sense, yeah.
And I just sat there for a good 5 or so minutes, which felt like a long time.
Until it faded away.
I'm just like, this. All I could think was, this is so stupid. But it felt like, it wasn't real, but it felt real, and I knew it wasn't real.
This episode, you get a lot of lore, guys.
Yeah, that is my highlight of Assassin's Creed 1, is that Altair was running around my room.
Okay.
In his white outfit. I remember he was climbing my hamper.
Okay.
And he was trying to climb the wall, but there's nothing to grab onto.
Right. Which translates into the game. Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, so I have fond memories of Assassin's Creed 1. This did not instill those back.
I have Assassin's Creed fatigue. I mean, I'm good for a while.
But it looked like the
I'm
older
interested
ones.
in the Blair Witch one or whatever. That witch one that they kind of announced or rumored.
Oh.
I heard it's gonna be like all dark and again a smaller, more focused, not a huge open world kind of deal. Like, let's get through the story. I might be into that, but we'll see.
So that's the PlayStation Showcase.
Yeah, so that was rough. The main thing I can't believe wasn't there was the Last of Us thing. However, I don't know what it is about Naughty Dog, but they love Jeff Keighley. And that summer showcase is a couple weeks away. It's probably going to be there because every time they announce anything Last of Us, it's always at the Game Awards or the Summer Show Fest. Because last year they announced the remake. And what did they announce? Did they mention the show? They announced a couple of Last of Us things. Oh, they showed a little bit of the factions, but they just showed a screenshot, which is dumb. So it's like, it's been a year. Let's see what you got. So maybe at the Summer Games Showcase, whenever that is, June something, maybe we'll finally see something there. So I guess it kind of makes sense, but it's like, it's the PlayStation Showcase. Just show it there.
Show the case.
Sure.
So a critique I have of this case is...
Another critique. All right.
I'm trying to find the best way.
We didn't even talk about the hardware that they announced. But go ahead, I'll let you do your critique.
The headphone, the earbuds,
and I remember why Brad was going to come up. You know what Brad said? You know what Brad said to me the other day?
Yeah. No, I don't.
Well, I'm going to tell you. Brad was over, right? Well, I think we were waiting for you. He was talking. He was like, "Hey, have you heard of remote play?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course, PlayStation has." He's like, "Dude, I tried that the other day. That works really good. I played my PS5 on my phone. I just had to pair my controller to it. That was sick." And then I was like, yeah, I heard it actually works really good compared to when they first did it on the PS3. And I'm like, rumor has it that there's going to be a dedicated device that will have the controller and the screen in the middle of it. And you don't have to use your phone. So that way you're not using your phone, and it's literally only going to be made to remote play. That's what they announced. So I want to show it to him next time I see him and see if he's going to get it or not. Because he when I said that, he's like, I might actually get that. So it's like, there are people out there. And for those that don't know, Brad, you don't really play that many games. But the fact that he, out of nowhere, started talking about that was kind of neat. So it's like, there, you found someone that is interested in it. I don't know how much it's going to be or whatever, but they announced it. So it was kind of neat. And then, like you said, they had the
earbuds.
Yeah.
It was a cool case.
I forgot what the case looked
like. It kind of looked like a PS5.
The case?
Not entire. It wasn't 1-to-1, but like
I missed
it was
it. I
like
gotta go back.
65% looking like a PlayStation 5.
Okay.
The way it like slid
okay.
and then in its compact form.
That's cool. But yeah, all right, go ahead with your critiques.
So I can't help but do the obvious and compare this to a Nintendo or Microsoft.
Oh yeah, the Microsoft one's around the corner too.
Like in 2 weeks.
But I can almost guarantee it'll be better than this.
I have no faith in them.
They got to.
Anyway, I like them more than you. Yeah. But when it comes to this showcase, there was and forgive me because you I would like your critique on my critique here. The condition I was watching this in was like my daughters are
present.
They're present. I need to not police them, but like be aware.
You gotta be aware of
and I felt like watching this, there was no like processing time. Like it was just trailer after trailer after trailer after trailer, and I'm like, why am I not liking this more? Maybe it's because the general announcements weren't that engaging to me, just because of my own preference. But I'm like, I liked when Microsoft did this.
Okay.
And even like the last one they did, I remember it was just trailer after trailer after trailer. They've done that a few times now, and I've liked it more. And maybe it's some weird subconscious thing. Like my Xbox has like a brighter colors. Like the color palette is more vibrant. Because like every like interstitial thing with the PlayStation showcase was like, here's this dark blue, and so maybe there was just some weird effect. But like I found myself like getting like, I forget what happened 2 games ago because it was just boom, 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 boom. And I feel like with the Xbox one most recently, wasn't it like everything we're going to show is on Game Pass?
No, everything we're going to show is within the next 12 months, which was a total lie. But anyways.
But wasn't there? There was one. It was like everything we're going to show is Game Pass.
Probably, yeah. Might have even been that showcase.
And I remember, so at the end of every trailer, I'd be like, I'd think like, oh, do I want to play that? Do I not? Because I'm going to be able to anyway.
Right.
Where this one was just like, well, I don't know how much I want to spend on that, spend on that, spend on that. I feel like this showcase did need a Naughty Dog talking for 2 minutes.
No, I know that's what I'm saying.
Just something to just break up what shouldn't have felt like monotony, but to me did.
One thing that PlayStation gets criticized for a lot is the fact that they don't have too much of a personality. Typically, it's just like a random voice that you're hearing. Oh, like, especially on the State of Plays, which I know this isn't, even though you call it that like 8 times at the beginning of the podcast. But this is not a State of Play. But there's typically like, oh, here's what's coming up next on PlayStation or whatever. But it had like Jim Ryan, who is the head, which we don't see too much of, versus like a Phil Spencer, who we see every single time. So it's like, I'm like, oh wow, they're actually, because to me it's like, oh, here's Haven's game, boom, here's Helldivers, great, people are, not for me, but people are, and then here's Jim Ryan, it's like, what, this is gonna be a great showcase, nothing. And then he pops up later too, so it's like, yes, we needed more talking heads, we needed that breakdown of factions, we needed Insomniac to be like, hey, here's Spider-Man, we're working really hard on it, whatever, something like that, just to kind of preface it. When you have a whole bunch of trailers like this, yeah, it's cool because like when I showed you that list of all those games, that's a lot of games. We didn't cover all of them just now. I don't want to. That's a lot of games. It's like a lot of these games just don't look good, and like you said, there's just so much coming at you all at once, and if they're not even to our interests, of course we're gonna forget what just happened 2 games ago. So it's like we're looking for those highlights. I associate PlayStation with prestige. A lot of those games didn't look like prestige to me. It's just like, oh, here's a game. I ain't gonna play this. But PlayStation has that boom, PlayStation mark. When you see that PlayStation Studios logo, with a couple exceptions, it means you're going to get a quality game. And that's what I was looking for this whole showcase, and I didn't get too many of those. So it's like, yeah, most of that stuff is fluff. I was just looking at the list, I'm like, what game was that when I was reading it? Like, just by the title. And I know titles are always weird, but it's like, no, I get what you're saying, of course. Too many games, which sounds like a dumb complaint, but when none of them stick out, it's just going to look like a mess. And that's, to me, what this showcase was. This was a messy showcase. I was very disappointed. And that is my prediction for the Xbox One. If we do this cast on that, I'm going to leave that one more impressed than this. With the exception of Spider-Man.
I hope. Because even with my low expectations, I was like... And again, it ended on a highlight for you with the Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
But like, most of it was like... whatever. Okay.
Yeah, I was texting with my cousin throughout this, and I was like, they got to be saving all the good stuff for last, right? And then I caught the clock, and I'm like, there's 15 minutes left. They ain't gonna do.
I didn't know. I didn't know they announced the time.
They said it was gonna be a little over an hour,
okay,
and it ended up being an hour and 10 minutes. So I saw it was like 50, or 4:50 or whatever time it was. And I was like, oh no, they don't have enough time to get what I want. And no, very sad. Very disappointed. Those were our thoughts.
Yeah.
On the PlayStation showcase.
Go buy a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, it's still the best console around. Best value. Anyways.
I'd say the Switch still.
What are you going to play? Tears of the Kingdom? That game sucks.
Where'd you hear that?
By no one. Nah, just not my style of game. Maybe one day I'll borrow Breath of the Wild from you and see if I can get into it. But I don't know. Even Tears of the Kingdom doesn't look like it's up for me. But regardless, besides the point.
Yeah, that's another podcast.
That's another podcast. Yeah. Well, thank you for listening, everybody. It's been a while. We appreciate all 14 viewers or listeners, whatever. We appreciate your dedication to us. And we hope to bring you at least a couple more in succession this time. Maybe we'll talk about the showcase. Maybe we'll talk about Summer Games Fest. We'll see.
But you know what we can't see? All the knowledge in our listeners' brains.
Okay.
Because when you listen to the Educated Discussions Universal podcast,
I'm seeing where this is going. Okay.
You are guaranteed a little extra something that'll increase the knowledge in your brain, make you a little more aware of what's going on.
You're drawing this out.
And I'll tell you what, when you listen to this podcast, you will always be able to keep it educated.
I see what you did.
Yeah. You made my way over.
I don't know how I feel about it, but it worked.
Okay. Bye. I'm waving.